Hey guys, this is Spencer from Periphery, and you're watching Loud TV. You know what? It actually was a much easier process than you'd think, because we had the liberty of taking so much time in between. You know, say if we got burnt out on writing, or if we wanted to really sit with a song, we had the luxury and time to do so. And we've never had, you know, more than about 4 months to write and record any record that we've ever done. And so this is a big leap for us in terms of having time to do a record. It was really nice. I would just, the biggest thing was I think this is like the easiest record we've ever made, even though it may not sound like it. Like you said, it's chaotic, it's fast-paced, it's dark, and it sounds very, very much like people were in turmoil while making it. But it was so easy. Like, the relationships all of us have as bandmates with each other has never been this good ever. You know, all the stuff we've been through in the past and everything, and just, I don't know, I feel like this album was like truly an album that best friends got together, and that's why it ended up turning out so good, you know, because of the relationship we all have with each other now. So this time around, you know, usually I've had my good friend Taylor Larson track me on vocals, and then he would mainly process it, and we'd kind of sit and do the effects together. This time around, I did all the recording myself, aside from one song where which was Reptile, the long song. It's the last song that I tracked, and I was just burnt out by that time, so I hired a friend. His name's Ernie Slankovich, a good friend of mine, to come in and just engineer and track me and get the takes down. But yeah, aside from that, it was just all done by me this time around, and all the processing and effecting and everything, and then brought the stems to Nolly, and Nolly mixed the record. Everything just done in-house pretty much. I just let the songs tell me what they needed. You know, I never went into anything being like, well, I want to try and fit this style in here or do this specifically. It was just like, what is this calling for? Oh, if this section's nutty, I gotta be fucking nutty. You know, and not think about how I'm gonna perform it live, how I'm gonna pull it off. Just do what the song calls for, and then I'll figure it out later. That's my whole thing going into this record. And the album's got this like dark vibe to it that none of our other albums have. You know, I'd say that's like kind of the album's identity is the darkness and heaviness of it. It kind of took a different turn than most of our albums take. We also did choir this time around as well. We've never done like a real choir on any record, so we've kind of broken some new ground on a bunch of different aspects on this. It all just came out because we had time to actually think about things we wanted to add into the record. You know, our good friend Randy Slaw, he does kind of orchestral and choral compositions, and he found out that we had a bunch of that style of things going into our record. So he hit up Misha and said, you know, if you guys want to do it for real, you know, I can have some people come in here in the studio, and you guys can just send me the demos, and I'll figure out, you know, the way that everything needs to be composed. So we didn't do it for every single choral or orchestral part on the record, but a bunch of them we did. It's meant to be, yeah. It's meant to be just kind of like a typo, like stupid internet style meme thing. And to me, you know, everybody in the band, if you ask them what it means to them or what the meaning of it is, you'll probably get a different answer. And it really doesn't have a meaning. But to me, it's like you can spend a whole year making this record and you're taking it very seriously and making sure it's perfect and exactly what you want it to be. But at the end of the day, you still shouldn't take yourself too seriously, you know, and that's how I feel about it. It's like slapping this stupid title on a record that we put so much hard work into it's always going to be a reminder to me of not to take myself too seriously. And I think that's a good thing to keep in mind. That's just that ties into the whole, you know, Hail Satan thing, like the whole seriousness of the Hail Satan. And it's like, yeah, it would just make it even more funny to put a Baphomet on it and make it look like it's this serious thing. But it's like, wait a second, that's missing an A. And all of a sudden, the whole thing just has no relevance at all. We're actually going out in a little over a month in the States for 3 weeks with a band called Dance Gavin Dance. We're supporting them. They're going to be headlining, and this is the first support tour we've done in about 4 years. So it's kind of a big deal for us to be playing to, you know, a lot of people that don't necessarily know our music, and if they do, they don't necessarily, you know, not necessarily huge fans of us. So it'll be cool to try and make some new fans, get out in front of new people. It's going to be a fun time. And then after that, we have a couple things that we're working on. Nothing's set in stone yet. Maybe we'll be back here later this year. I mean, not definitely, but you know, probably.
Headlining.
Yeah, headlining. Yeah, we'll be doing a couple headliners this year throughout, you know, different parts of the world. King of the